I grew up in the bustling city of Kuala Lumpur. My childhood is filled with memories of magical aromas and intense Malaysian flavors that flowed out of my mother's kitchen. While I now call Australia home, my taste buds are still quintessentially Malaysian. Malaysia is the cultural melting pot of Southeast Asia. It's a place where Chinese, Malay and Indian cultures collide to create this unique fusion that is Malaysian cooking. Simple, fast and generally inexpensive. With a little bit of know-how, it's easy to create authentic Malaysian recipes at home. Now we are going to do a prosperity salad. This is a fantastic dish. This is a Chinese New Year dish brought by the Teochew group of people who migrated to Malaysia from the Guangdong region in China. And it is celebrated and eaten during Chinese New Year as a way of celebrating prosperity, giving good blessing. So there's a lot of vegetables involved and some really nice sashimi-grade fish too. We're going to start making the dressing and simple stuff. So we've got some honey. Got some plum sauce. Now, plum sauce, there's a lot of different brands. I'm not particular which one you use, as long as try and pick that has less preservative in it. That's my philosophy anyway. We've got some concentrated palm sugar syrup. Now, if you don't have this or if you don't want to use this, you can always substitute with some liquefied brown sugar. But I like palm sugar, and I think it's quite authentic because it's quite caramelly. And if you want to make it yourself, they do sell palm sugar in little palm sugar cubes. Just melt them in a saucepan and that's fine. We've got some white vinegar, and this just gives it that tartness to the dressing. Let's give that a light whisk. And just a little bit of lemon juice. And that is your dressing done. Now we've got some fresh salmon here. They do use salmon in this salad. Now fish is supposed to be good luck in Chinese New Year traditions. So what we want is to finely slice some lovely fresh salmon. And this gets mixed through the salad. It's a very ritualistic salad. And if you get a chance to participate in any of this during the 15-day period of Chinese New Year, please have a try because I think it's really, really festive. So we've got some lovely Asian cabbage or wombok. We are going to finely slice this as well. Now you can slice it any way you like. I like to slice it diagonally, and I use the stems and the leaves. Now the next ingredient we've got is a pomelo. Pomelo is an Asian grapefruit. It's a lot sweeter. No, the traditional grapefruit is a little bit more bitter, and this is a lot sweeter. And if you cut this in segments, and it's quite sweet. Now, we used to eat this as kids, just as a snack. It's fantastic. So you remove each segment, and you get these sweet little nuggets in here. If you start peeling them, they sort of resemble little pearls, and that's the symbolism of this salad. So you're actually having pearl drops through it. So I love it. So we've got some segments here already, and what we're going to do through the salad is we're going to mix that. So we start with all these lovely vegetables that we've got here. We've got some finely sliced red capsicum. So the idea is to sort of keep it fairly colorful because it's Chinese New Year, it's festive, and it gives it a lovely sort of touch to it, and it's supposed to be good luck too. Now we've got some daikon here, also finely sliced. And you can arrange this any way you like. I like to sort of keep it in somewhat of a circle. There's some carrots there. And we've got some pickled celery. So this is a way of dry pickling your food. What you do is you finely shred the celery and then put equal amounts of salt and sugar. Give it a good massage, leave it for 20 minutes. All the liquid of the vegetable gets drawn out. And what you have, you change the flavor of the vegetables, which is beautiful, I think. We've got some lovely radish here. This particular salad has been around for a long time. And in Chinese, it's called yi sang. And yi means fish. So fish is supposed to be good luck, and sang means life. So when you're tossing the salad, you're actually bringing life and introducing lots of wonderful elements and prosperity and wealth. It's all that, really. We've got that lovely wombok or Asian cabbage. Now this is another cabbage. So this is red cabbage and it's pickled the same way as the celery. So this gives it that purple colour. Now we've got some vermicelli. So these are dried vermicelli, sort of cooked quickly in hot water and then refreshed. The salmon usually goes on top in the middle. The pomelo, so we want to segment this and then break them as you can into little pieces, as little as you can, and you just sprinkle them along. So we've got some French beans, and with this, all you need to do is just to cut them into little crunches like that. You can cut them diagonally if you want, but I kind of like to make sure you get little dollops of green through that. Now, so for crunch, we've got some peanuts. These are slightly roasted. Just through there. Some sesame seeds. Now this is a good touch. So if you've got some wonton skins, slice them up, square them, and shallow fry them. And what you have is very easy homemade croutons. Listen to that crunch. Oh, I love it. Pluck some coriander leaves, sprinkle them through, drizzle the sauce, and now you're ready to toss. Now today we're celebrating Indian cuisine in Malaysia, and who better to show us this than Carol Salvaraja. Hello, apa khabar?
Kabar baik. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And Carol, I've known Carol for a long time. I think I remember you're one of my first TV food idols. So I'm very excited to have you show me what you're going to cook for us.
This is dal, and this is called the Mysore dal because it originally grew in Mysore, I think the state in India.
Right.
And it's orange to begin with, and when you cook it, it turns yellow, you know.
Great. So let's get started.
All right, we cook the dal first.
Yep.
And, of course, I'm going to use green chili.
Of course.
Just to add a little bit of,
Right.
you know.
Tell me what you want me to do.
Green chili. All right, cut it in half.
Lengthways?
Lengthwise.
Right.
Now, do you want to leave the seeds in or not?
I think leave the seeds
Yeah,
in.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
Let's give them all a bit of a hit, isn't it? A
That's
curry
right.
hit, a chili hit.
All right.
Actually, chili gives you endorphins, you know.
Is that right?
Good endorphins.
Ah, it's all happening here.
Happy endorphins.
Happy endorphins, right.
All right,
What
now
next?
so we put a little bit of water in the dal.
Yep. To
about
cover it?
Yes, to cover it. A little bit more than cover it. And then, or else we put the water in the
pot?
Yes, put in the pot.
I'll take that.
And just a little bit of water.
Right, do you want
And
the chili in there?
the chili in there, okay. And let's cook it for about 20 minutes.
I think if you go to sort of Malaysia, the Indian influence, of course, is a lot of beautiful curries and dal. I think no one does dal like the Indians do, and it's really sort of nice, fantastic. But we've got some lovely ingredients. Tell me what this is.
This is turmeric. If you put a little bit of turmeric in your, can you please take off the skin, Alvin? Your mother must have taught you that.
Yes.
You have to take off the skin.
Yes.
We
ma'am.
forget it when we come to Australia, don't we?
I know, we do. And so to sort of take off the skin, it's like peeling a skin off a ginger?
Very, very easy. It's even lighter than ginger. You know,
It
it's
is.
finer. And you just put it into that soup and it'll...
Colour it, won't it? And I love
Yes, of
the earthy sort of taste of turmeric.
That aroma, isn't it wonderful?
We'll add this to the dal.
Yeah, just put it in. And while that boils, Alvin, we cut the onions and the garlic. Maybe the garlic first, I think, because the garlic goes in first. And just chop as fine as you can.
Yep, and we're adding that to the...
Cooked dal.
Right.
Okay? Because there's two steps to it. Once the dal is cooked, we do another stage. That's
Right.
it. And that's it. That's enough. Then the onions as well, chopped fine.
All of it?
No, half of it. You can use half. That's all you need.
So is there a particular reason why we're using red onion, Carol? Or?
Well, red onion has always been used in Malaysia. We either use shallots or red onions.
Right.
The white onions don't give that lovely sweetness.
That's right.
That's the reason.
So,
Well,
Carol, your background is Indian, obviously. Where did you...
Not really. My mother was brought up by Nonya.
Oh,
in Malaysia.
Nyonya.
Yes. I was brought up by Cantonese nanny. And my father was Sri Lankan, who came from Sri Lanka. So we had this wonderful background. We spoke 4 different languages.
And all the cuisines you would have learned as well, like from the Cantonese nanny to the Nyonya parents.
And my father's Jaffna Tamil food. And then we had a Malay maid. And so we were cooking five different, cuisines, actually.
Oh, that right there, that's Malaysia. And I love the melting pot of Malaysia. Now, what else would you like me to chop up?
You do the dried prawns and I'll do the tomato. We share the labor costs today. And you can cut this. You need stronger fingers to do that. You are the maid today,
I am the maid today.
And all the pieces have to be the same size. Why do you think?
So that they'll cook evenly.
Evenly, exactly. And all the other things, you see, we cut it about the same size as well.
Right. And the reason for adding pumpkin, Carol?
Sweetness. Tomato gives it sourness. Okay. Now we're going to take it off the heat and put it somewhere so that we can fry the onions.
Great. So we've got the onion and garlic all nicely cooked there, so we'll transfer it all into a big pot so it's easier, yeah?
It's much easier and you can see everything.
Brilliant. And that includes the dal?
The dal can go in now, yes. We put the dal in now. Yeah. Oh, you say can? Bole, yeah? Bole.
Bole.
Yes.
That means you can.
You can. Everything you can do. If you've got 4 hands, it's better than 2 hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got your maid here, Carol. Don't you worry. Smells like home. Now, what else do you want me to put in there?
You can put the dried prawns in.
Dried prawns?
Yes.
So these have been pounded?
These have been pounded nicely, yes. And they'll actually infuse into the pan again. And put that in.
Pumpkin?
Yes, pumpkin, and then the tomato. A little bit more water just so that the pumpkin cooks. That's enough.
Some cumin, Carol?
Yes, cumin goes in. And a little bit of the curry powder, the Malaysian curry powder.
Now, there's a lot of Malaysian curry powders out there in your Asian grocery store. So pick any brand that you're familiar with or you like, you have a preference. This smells fantastic.
This is lovely.
Now, do we need to put the lid on and let that simmer?
Yes, a little while. Yes, thank you.
So while that's simmering...
we can heat up the garnish.
So Indians, I think one of the influence of Indian cooking in Malaysia is they use a lot of ghee.
It's aromatic, very aromatic.
Very perfumed,
they call
isn't it?
Only the vegetarians will use a lot of ghee, and ghee is only used for things like this when you're garnishing. And of course, I want to tell you that this is an obvious, wonderful dish for low GI food.
Right.
If you're looking for low GI cooking, this is the sort of thing to eat. Now, this is hotting up.
Yeah.
You want to do that for me? So lovely.
Ooh, sure.
I'll show you how it's
done.
Just put it in and watch it pop. It's lovely.
This is a trap, isn't it, Carol?
That's the trap.
Right, okay,
lovely. Good. The mustard seed will start breaking up and popping up. See?
Oh, that ghee smells really good. So we fry up these 3 ingredients and then we sort of put that through the dal? Is that how it's done?
Just put it on the top.
Right.
And serve it like that.
Okay.
It comes to the table like that. And this is your curry leaves. And there's a dried chili. And once this is fried, Alvin, you can see that the curry leaves are just shriveling up a little bit. We'll garnish that on top.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the end.
You know what I love, Carol? Like it's the green chili.
Yeah.
Like it's very pretty almost, sort of lying there now.
Yes, it's lovely, isn't it? And this one, the garnish goes on top, and it just makes it aromatic and beautiful. You can see just lovely aromas coming through.
And you can hear the mustard seeds, the black mustard seeds sort of popping.
Popping, yes.
Oh, I'm salivating. Is that terrible?
You better taste test
Should
a
I
little
taste
bit.
it? Now,
Yeah, you
this
better
is
taste it.
so easy. Very simple steps, and the garnish just really makes it. And try this at home. There's not a lot of foreign ingredients. Curry in a hurry, indeed. Thank you. I'm
So,
going to have a
good,
taste.
Good, good.
Now we're going to explore another one of my favorite Nyonya dish. So this is a dish from Penang. It's from the Penang Nyonya. It's called Inchi Sotong. So don't let big names like that or foreign names like that sort of intimidate you. Really, it means we're going to get some calamari and we're going to mix it up with some nice spices and we're going to fry it. So we're going to pound some ingredients first. Actually, just before that, we might toast some fennel seeds. So we've got some fennel seeds here. So while that's toasting, and we want to make sure we don't burn that, so we'll just keep that heat a little bit lower. I love a good mortar and pestle. If you have a bad day at work, this is great to release some energy. So we're going to pound up some Asian shallots, some cloves to go with that as well. So that's nice and toasted. You can just smell it from here. It's fantastic. I love fennel seed. Fennel seed goes really well with a lot of Indian sort of cooking we do, but it's quite aromatic. Now we're going to add some lemongrass to this paste as well. So lemongrass, we usually use the white part of the stalk. So we'll just trim that a little so it's manageable on the mortar and pestle. Give that another good bash. Right, so we want to get the paste to roughly sort of pounded, which is like so, and that's just quite right, I think. We'll set that aside. Now, we've got some calamari. So we're going to cut them in rings. So you can get them frozen, or you can get them fresh. Like any sort of produce, try and get them fresh if you can. And what we're going to do is going to marinate it with the spice and with the paste as well. With this fennel seed that we've just toasted, we're going to add that to the mortar and pestle and give it a good bash. And then we're going to mix all of that with the calamari. Just add that to our sotong or calamari. Give that a good mix. Now to that, we'll add some coconut milk. Now the difference between coconut milk and coconut cream, aside from the consistency, so coconut milk is the first pass that you get when you're actually squeezing out a coconut. So the second pass is coconut cream. So we'll add about half a cup. And the idea of adding coconut milk to this is it tenderizes the squid. And it also gives it coconutty flavor, which I love. Now we've got this lovely sort of plate of spice. So we've got chili powder. Let's give it some zing. Coriander. Got some black pepper. Some cumin. Some cinnamon. And last but not least, some turmeric. Now, turmeric we use quite a bit. Turmeric is equivalent to saffron. So Southeast Asia, especially Malaysia, uses a lot of turmeric rather than saffron. And they use it to color their dishes, and it's also a nice earthy flavor. So you want the ingredients here and the spices here to get to know each other. Let that sit there for a while, for about half an hour, while we make the dipping sauce. We've got some Chinese black vinegar. It's a little bit sweeter, not as sweet, for instance, like balsamic vinegar, but actually used a lot in a lot of the Hakka cooking, a lot of the Chinese cooking as well. We've got some mustard powder that we're going to add through, just a little bit. Just give that a mix. We've got some lime juice, just a little bit, just to give it a bit of zing. Just a tad. And some chili. So life is just too dull without chili, I think. You can't be a self-respecting Malaysian if you don't have chili. Now, because it's squid, we don't need to sort of cook it for too long. it comes to temperature, it'll cook really quickly. And we don't want to overcook the squid as well. And it smells really good. And you've got all those spices coating the squid. And we just want to make sure we drain this on a paper towel. Now, this is a great snack, but it does sort of work well as a shared meal. Now, we've got the dipping sauce here, which is looking gorgeous. We'll just plate the squid right there. This is my idea of a snack, and always salt. Let's give a bit of seasoning. Perfect. Now, traditionally made for rich Nyonya families, now you can enjoy it at home on a summer's day with your friends.